We're live. We're local. We're ready to get your day started. We're Your Carolina with Jack and Megan.
That's us. Goodbye suntans and swimming pools. It's on with the Levi's and back to school. Did you like my point?
I like it. Did you just make that up just right now? Oh.
I stole it. I read it somewhere.
Oh, you stole it. Okay. That's where all good stuff comes from.
Now, I've been on, I don't know exactly how far Dorian is from Charleston. Is it going to plow through there? Why do I get nothing on my phone about that?
I mean, the last that I saw, it was this morning when I was getting ready around 6. It was like 80 miles.
Okay, so you know what a mile difference.
I mean, that was,
Charleston,
you know, at 6, but it's, oh my gosh. And, you know, you keep seeing all these people. I saw like one of the best one right there on, you know, King Street, where it's
downtown.
normally just booming with people. I mean, it was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And it's like, please spare this gorgeous, gorgeous city.
And you know, this is 30 years since Hugo hit.
Wow.
1989. Did I add that up right? 99.
Yeah.
09, 30
Oh my
years.
gosh. And I remember, like, that's when you know you're old. Like, I remember exactly where I was for that. I can't
And
believe it was
what
30
crib you
years.
slept in at night, I guess, right?
Wow.
How old were
I
you?
think I've told the
You
story
older than
before.
that?
I mean, I was 9 when
Oh,
this
you
happened.
remember it, sure.
But this was how, like, kind of dumb you are as a 9-year-old. It's like, oh, Hugo's coming. We got so much flooding. And I was all nervous because I was freaked out about storms.
Right.
So what did I do at 9? I packed my little bag, and I went down to my basement. No, that's tornadoes, Megan. That's tornado. Like, go to the basement. That's where it's going to flood. That's where you'd be in trouble.
That's the lowest point at
I
your
know,
house.
you know. So that was kind of, in our basement, it did. It flooded. It was like, oh, wrong spot to go for safety.
Well, I was on the air a lot with that event because I was a weather guy. But I'm trying to think. It was supposed to come right up 26. Well, it turned and went to Charlotte. So we were spared with that. There was damage in Columbia and Charlotte because it took a little last-minute turn, and the upstate didn't get much of
we just
anything.
got. I mean, I remember we flooded.
Yeah.
We had floods.
Right, and I kind of miss being the weather guy now.
When it comes
these
to,
are exciting.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you something to talk about, and it's like, you look like Folly Beach, and oh my gosh, with
There's
all its erosion, it's like it can't take anymore.
Well, I use the phrase "the price of living in paradise."
I know.
I mean, if you build down there, those storms come. Let's talk girl power.
Okay,
You
girl
ready?
power.
A 6-year-old little girl wrote every toy company she could find. Okay.
Okay.
And said, "Why are there not little green army women?" Okay.
Okay.
Well, anyway, one toy company, I forget where and forget the name, but they're now going to make the little tiny green
Army guys.
Army
women.
women.
Yeah,
Okay.
make a little. That's
The
fantastic.
power of a 6-year-old woman.
You go, girl. That's something
do it.
like, you know, you just, I guess after a while you don't question. You just pull the little Army guns out.
Well, that was a
and, you know.
need, but I was trying to think. G.I. Joe, after G.I. Joe, wasn't there a G.I. Jane?
G.I. Jane?
They did do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something. I guess.
Yeah, make it happen. Make it happen.
Have you ever seen Bob Newhart? He was at the Peace Center.
Not
once.
like in person, but on TV.
Funny guy. Had to sit down at the Peace Center. His birthday's today, 90.
Is he 90 years
90
old?
years old, yeah.
Happy birthday,
Funny
old
guy.
Bobby.
Funny guy.
Newhart. I love that. Did you see, because we were talking about Dorian, and I think we had it on our news this morning, but that Florida man that went and bought hundreds of, like 100 generators to send down
Did he?
to the
I didn't
Bahamas.
see
There's
that.
so many good stories that come out of people that are just,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, communities actually come together when there's devastation
I
like
know.
that. They may not have
I just don't want
the
to see
supplies to
it.
help each other, but you know, a hug will help.
A hug will help, some generators, some
Yeah.
money will always help.
Guaranteed.
You know, there was reading a study and it was saying that more Americans were getting more vacation time.
Really?
Yes, like
But I thought there was a record number that weren't using vacation time. I'm sorry, did I upstage
No,
you?
that's the whole thing.
That's the point?
That just about everybody is leaving. This is on average, okay, so not everybody, but each person is leaving about 8 days untaken each year.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the bigger thing. They said that if you didn't do that, if you took those days, that could lead to more than 2 million American jobs.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. I usually take them all.
I do too.
We
You can't, because you can't carry them over.
no, they will not go.
You don't
over.
carry them over, so it's like, use
We
them.
get the major holidays, right? We get,
Kinda, yeah.
How many weeks
Oh,
do
we
you
still have
get?
to put
3
a
or
show,
4?
4 weeks.
4
You still have to put a
weeks.
show on air, you know.
Yeah.
We get
Yeah. Yeah.
luckily Thanksgiving, they have the parade, so that's always been good.
In New York, yeah, we don't work on that day,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes we tape things ahead of time. and that's what you see. What I love is when people say to me, you know, I see you on TV all the time. You work so hard, and I go, look, you ever heard of videotape?
No, just
just
say yes. You're right. Please go tell my boss that.
And just because you saw my mug on TV doesn't mean I'm there doing that.
Quit giving up our secret, Jack.
It's funny.
You're giving up our secret. Well, this is no secret. You only have 2 more days to see us at 10 o'clock. You know, Monday's our big move. We're going an hour earlier.
That's right.
So if you tune in this time next week, you'll be watching Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah,
We're at 9
o'clock Monday.
Let's Make a Deal is
That's
at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, we don't want to miss you.
And I won't have circles under my eyes. I'll have circles under my circles.
You're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. All right, let's bring in Jamarcus Gaston to help us answer this question, because this is something good for all of us. Go to our Facebook page and you can play along with us, and we'll try to read some of your responses. What advice would you give someone before a job interview? Maybe wearing a nice suit like Jamarcus is sporting.
Make sure to take a visit to Suit City in Spartanburg and get you a nice suit. Dress appropriately. Make sure your social media is on point, because you don't want them to see some things.
They check that now.
Yeah, I mean.
Did you know how many people, I mean, if you can do a quick search, and you can be like, what is this person?
What did you do last weekend? You were doing what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
this picture's
Google
like
people
this.
who find their past.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And that's a
quick
lot of
Google.
people that, you know, especially when you just graduate college, you don't think that. You're still doing your wild and crazy
Right.
stuff. And thank goodness we didn't have social media as much when we were in college.
That keg stand you did over the weekend could change your life. But
I
you
may
could
have
not-
impressed your friends.
Make
It
it
may
private.
not impress.
Make it private. And I also like when people do research on who you're talking to.
Yes.
Sometimes you go to interviews and you say something, and you're like, that was totally irresponsible to say that to that person, knowing who they are.
But you know, they say be ready to tell them how much money you want. Don't play that game of not being specific.
Right.
Oh,
but
see,
you
I
could look,
hate
but if-
giving a number right away. That kind of
I know, but they do that.
But what? Let's
on the
say
interview.
you say I want to get paid 10 grand.
And then they're like, well, we were going to
So
give you
we're gonna
15,
get
but
you
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, always
Well,
with.
It can work negatively, so you should probably look at cost of living, what a job like that, ask some questions for people. Yeah.
Yeah, have it in your head for sure, but I always wait.
When I
Always go high.
interviewed for this job 34 years ago, the news director, and these are different people. And many
They're
years
long
ago,
gone.
Right.
The news director said, when I flew in from Texas to interview, he said, we've got another guy we're talking to. The boss likes him better than you.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
Things
met
they don't
the
do
boss,
these days.
So he said, it's your job to impress him at lunch.
but
I got the
aren't
job.
you glad you knew that though? That kind of
Well,
gave you like
that's what he told me. He said, I wasn't a meteorologist then. The other
Yeah.
guy was. It's your job to sell yourself.
I had a job tell me that only because in my cover letter I didn't say how much I love the city that I was applying to. I was like, well, I've never been to that city, so.
You don't lie about it.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bump, bump.
Yeah.
But they're like, we watched your tape 6 times and we loved it 6 times over.
Yeah, you just didn't love our city. Well, I gotta choose.
We didn't do
Yeah.
trivia.
Do it.
If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, how much would you weigh on the moon? Kinda neat. Gravity's different there.
Interesting.
Okay.
You're going to give us
Pondering
that
that
answer a little
throughout
bit
that
later on.
show.
Yep.
We have a great show for you this morning, this Thursday morning on Your Carolina. Take a look at these beautiful pieces. We're going to introduce you to the creator of this jewelry. She's going to tell us a little about her process. It's going to get a little noisy in here as we show you
Oh,
how these beautiful
really?
pieces are made. That's coming up.
Where are they gonna make them?
Hey, plus Harrah's Cherokee Casino, they're in the building and they're offering something new up around Cherokee. We'll tell you all about that in a few minutes.
Well, can't wait to see it. I know Jamarcus is excited about this one. Paw Patrol Live, Race to the Rescue, coming to the Bon Secours Wellness Arena this month. It's the day of the Great Adventure Bay race between Adventure Bay's Mayor Goodway and Foggy Bottom's Mayor Humdinger. But Jamarcus, they can't find Mayor Goodwin.
Oh, no!
You can enter to win tickets and even win a meet and greet. Your kids would love you if they get a chance to meet some of these characters. So go to our website right now, yourcarolina.tv, for your chance to win.
Furnishings for Your Carolina are provided by Jeff Lynch, Appliances, Electronics, Bedding, Furniture.